You're listening to the Money Mike Syndicated Radio Podcast. Want to talk to my steppers out there because you know what? It's going to go down. This is the Money Mike Syndicated Radio Podcast. Hey, if you're ready for the WNBA, you've come to the right place. My. How about the Chicago Sky? WNBA Draft's going to happen tomorrow, but they got their pick, right? Money Mike had a choice. I tell you what, I love North Carolina State guards. Loved them last year. I love them this year, right? You got James and Rivers. Two great guards, man. Real good guards. Love Rivers. Rivers is a big guard. But, a lot of people can't get over the fact that Angel Reese is a supermodel. Angel Reese is the leader of social media. Angel Reese was unrivaled Defensive Player of the Year, and Angel Reese is going to dominate in 2025, right? And a lot of people said a lot of things that they feel that it's going to be different. It's impossible to be different, and here's why. When you get NBA, the NBA is a little bit more advanced than the WNBA. So when I got Tyler Marsh coming from the NBA, I got Big Shaq, I got Dwayne Wade, I got to tell you the facts. Chicago Sky, you looking good. Chicago Sky fans, buckle up, right? Buckle up, because here's what you got. You couldn't make a three-pointer last year. You potentially can lead the league in three-point shots, right? Here's where it gets good to me. Because this rival that they put together, Indiana and Chicago, it's going to get good to you. Because here's the difference, right? I heard Grace Berger say she left Indiana for a winning culture. Right? And then I'm coming back. Now I'm seeing Indiana saying, we got all these players, right? But here's what happens when you come from the concrete jungle like I do. What do I mean, the concrete jungle? I mean, I grew up starting out on a playground. There was no gym. We had the Chuck Taylors. And if you're going to ask me, everybody talk about LeBron and Michael Jordan. There's nobody in the world convinced me that Julius was not the best player to ever play the game. I mean, 100%, right? So now we get to D. Wade. Let's get to the chips. Because, see, everybody wants to skip the championships. But you're not going to skip the championships. You're not going to skip the influence that D. Wade had. Okay, understanding D. Wade played for Miami, right? Got it done, championships. D. Wade is Chicago, right? Marquette, right? You got to understand where he's from, where his bloodline is, right? He's bringing this brand. And really, you got Jeff P's got the easiest general manager job in the league because he just has to follow instructions, right? Because at the end of the day, Big Shaq's going to clear it out. Bubba Paris is champion. I mean, you got too many champions, too many rings in the building of the Chicago Sky. Now, everybody wants to talk about Angel Reese's miss and can't make a layup. Folks, Angel Reese has the number one intangible that anybody can teach her. Whoever taught it to her, you know what? I give you a special salute. It's as simple. You follow your shot. Angel Reese knows when she's going to make a shot or miss a shot. She's quick enough to go get the rebound. Okay, that's off. I'm going to go put it back in. You can't stop that. Now I'm going to bring you out 17 to 22 feet. I'm going to drop step you. Then I'm going to jab step you off. I'm going to step you off on a step back jumper. Now, here's what's so special about Angel Reese, because you got Camilo Cardoso, Brazil, right? They're playing Brazil. So that whole country's tuning in right now. Angel Reese has got Baltimore, D.C., right? She's got Baltimore, she's got D.C., she's got Philly, she's got Atlantic City. She's got all that whole core down there. That's all Angel Reese territory, right? And if Angel Reese could sell her own tickets, she'd sell out on arena, right? Because this myth that I've been hearing, I'm on Chicago's side. I'm talking to the Chicago Sky right now. This myth I've been hearing about attendance and records and all that, that's all just a false myth, folks. That's something people are holding on to because they're going to realize pretty soon, in about another 20 days, you're going to have nothing to hold on. So the records in the NBA don't matter when you take the court opening night, right? The attendance, you come into the United Center, right? So be honest with yourself. Is Chicago going to give the United Center to Indiana? No, right? Because Baltimore's coming. And when Baltimore lands into Chicago, folks, you're talking about a different game, right? Because this is the NBA. This is not a game that we're playing for the fun of playing the game. I mean, we got a team that is really good at what they do, and that's the Chicago Sky. We got coaches that are really good at what they do, and then you got the influence of Dwayne Wade, okay, playing in Miami, right, coming in, getting a championship, working with Shaquille, getting a championship, working with LeBron getting the championship, playing under the guidance and influence of Pat Riley, right? Okay, and then taking another step and going to Utah, right, with Danny Ainge, and Danny Ainge could build a basketball team, right? So this Chicago Sky team, let's talk about it. You got Elizabeth Williams on the roster, Mariah Jefferson, center forward, right? 10-year experience, 10 point. Mariah Jefferson's going to be interesting because, that's the UConn player, and she's slick with the basketball. Was injured last year. She's going to help out. Angel Reese, 13 and 13 last year, right? 13 and 13, that's a double-double. Nobody's done that, right? She'll take it up to 18-18. That's Hall of Fame numbers now, right? So while everybody's talking about, here's what's going to happen. While everybody's talking about Angel Reese can't make a layup, Angel Reese is going to be in the WNBA Hall of Fame, right? It doesn't make any sense, right? Because she's too good. Angel, the hardest fact that people are going to have, okay, is the fact of how good Angel Reese is and how fast she became that good because the workouts, right? Because they're doing leg workouts. These ladies' legs are burning this year. If you play for the Chicago Sky, you will have strength and conditioning in your legs. Why? Because you got to play defense and you can't get tired, right? So you got Angel Reese. You got Ariel Atkins. Atkins is coming over all-star, right? Let's be honest. I mean, who at some point, a team is still going to have to step to another team, right? Let me explain what I mean. So if Indiana think you the bad team, right? Or you got Vegas thinks you're bad, where I come from, right, in the Concrete Jungle, you don't retreat. You step to them and say, let's get it on, right? So at the end of the day, in all my years of basketball, if you that good, we going to step to you. And in Chicago, they step to you. We don't go the opposite way and hide. We want to know where you at, where you playing. So come opening night, you're going to have to step to Chicago. Chicago going to step to you, right? Because everything you said, man, and I'm going to tell you this, records, attendance don't matter, right? Let me tell you how much attendance doesn't matter to me, right? Because everybody wants to hang on to it. I'm in California. I got the Golden State Mercuries, right? I got the name wrong. I'm getting better. They have sold out, don't even have a team. They didn't even have a team, they sold out, right? And that's what I was telling you. If you put Juju and Kiki, if they land in there, they'll get 30,000 a game. The attendance record that everybody's holding on, they're going to have to let it go because Grace Berger said something very interesting. I got out of there to go to a winning culture, right? I went to a winning culture. So the culture is not what it is. Now, I know what it is. Because now you're going to face the fire, right? Rebecca Allen, right? Come on now. You guys are talking about bringing 7.4, 3.9, coming out of Australia, different game. Cardoso, I love Camilo Cardoso. I really do. Unless you got somebody 6'7" like a Bet's going to match that up, you're going to get swatted out of town. I told you, I seen her treat Bonner like a rag doll, right? Like swatted and stepped all over you. And you better, and that was on after you beat her off a dribble. She did a 360 and swatted you. Man, this is going to be some dangerous territory. Now, Chicago Sky, this is how I put it down to you. It's only one or two ways you could handle this. And they made a movie in Oakland, California. It's called The Mac, right? It's called The Mac. And they said, we can handle this like gentlemen or we get into some gangster stuff, right? Well, with the Chicago Sky, okay, and Tyler Marsh, that's what it's going to be. We can handle this like ladies, or opening night, we can get into some gangster stuff, right? Which is going to get buck wild physical because Angel Reese already announced, I'm a dog. So whatever you guys want to do, and Angel Reese is coming like this, it's not the size of the dog. It's the size of the fight in the dog, right? That's Chicago, so Chicago's not going to back down, right? So you got to look at that. Real Guarentes, right? Coming out of Rutgers, 2 years. Kia Nurse, sitting in there going to bring something. Another UConn player, right? Now, Michaela Onyenware, that's the player that's going to give everybody problems in the WNBA. And let me tell you why. Last year, she didn't have any guards to play with. This year, she could play basketball. This player is the sleeper, the glue. This is what you call it in the NBA. They call it the glue guy, right? But in the WNBA, you got to call it the glue woman or the glue girl, whichever you please, no disrespect, right? But the point is, that player is so good. 6 years, coming out of UCLA, oh my goodness. Then you got Courtney Vandersloot, right? Okay, coming out of Gonzaga, right? The great point guards that come out of Gonzaga. Well, yeah, look at the point guards, man. I remember Nigel William Goss went up there Nigel Williams-Goss, great point guard. Me and his dad had some great conversations. He was at UW, and man, oh man, I mean, you talking about Vandersloot can push the rock, right? And then you got Morgan Birch is coming out of UC, California. This is really special. Morgan, I got nothing but love for you, Money Mike, UC Davis, Sacramento, California. I love my California girls, man. Ain't no way you're gonna get. And then you got the big dog, right? This is the dog in the fight right here. It's gonna be Rachel Bynum, right? Because Rachel Bynum gonna step to anybody, right? She gonna step to you and say, "Who are you? What you do?" Now, when you surround Rachel Bynum with all these players, folks, the game is changing. They gonna play an NBA game now. Let's break down the NBA game and understand what it means. If you play switching defense, we can run sets that can get you in the switch position. We're going to take advantage of your mismatch, right? We can run doubles. There's so much activity. And when I say so much activity, folks, understand from a scouting perspective, there's so much activity that happens in an NBA game. Till you get to the WNBA game, it's not as much activity, right? Because in the NBA, everything is counteracted. Everything you do, if you run a set, we got defense to offset. It's somebody's making a mistake somewhere, right? So you can look at blitzing it, but then when you get Chicago, they're gonna go NBA. We're gonna blitz and ice it too. We're gonna ice you where we want you to go, right? So you gotta understand that this is a different brand, and the execution is the key for Chicago. Because now you're going to have players getting open looks because Errol Atkins can get downhill. Errol Atkins can score. Errol Atkins is an all-star. Angel Reese is an all-star. Camila Cardoso is an all-star, right? And then you're going to have a couple other. Then they're going to add a player or two in the draft, right? So Chicago with Tyler Marsh. And I get back to NBA champion Dwayne Wade. Wade knows how to win a championship. Wade went up there to Utah, okay, because I watched his whole progression. And folks, with Pat Riley, you want to talk about defense with Pat Riley? I seen Pat Riley, right, take the New York Knicks and play an NBA game and the score is 67-58, right? I mean, just a fanatic on defense. What is Money Mike saying? From a WNBA scouting report, I'm going to put you in certain positions that are going to make you, okay, have to give up that basketball. Or I'm going to put you in a position where certain players on your offense are going to have to be able to go one-on-one and create their shot, right? I'm going to put you in spots that are going to make you expose what you're doing. That's what the NBA does. That's why they got so many coaches. This is Chicago, the NBA, versus Indiana, okay, the WNBA. I mean, you got Kelly's had some time, but Stephanie White's not had any time in the NBA. That's going to be hard. That's going to be hard to overcome. I'm telling you this, that I like the Chicago Sky. And I'm not afraid. If you tell me, I'll look at this and I'll look at it openly because I know who can do what. I mean, I like Bono. I like the New York Liberty. They're tough. I don't know what you're going to do, okay? I don't know what you're going to do with Becky Hammond down there in Las Vegas adding Trinity Carter. I mean, you got a lot of, these girls can hoop, right? And records and everything. Everybody's trying to say, hey, this is a record and attendance and who's watching. Man, this is the WNBA. They're going to play. They're going to play the right way, right? And then Kathy Engelbert, you know, for all this is going on right now, Kathy Engelbert needs to go back and get that 16%, right? Because this thing here with the CBA, because this is what's going to happen. They're going to get to the CBA deadline. They're going to say, like, we're working on it, right? Because they got to have open communication. It's too much money on the line, right? But Angel Reese has lifted this league to way more, and I'm telling you this now, folks. Angel Reese has lifted this league so high, they don't even know where the ceiling is, right? And people talk about attendance. I'm telling you, the Golden State Mercurys have sold out, right, without even playing a game, right? And there's no Caitlin or anybody involved in that. And if they get Kiki and Juju in that same building, you throw Gabby Williams in there, we can do $30,000 seats a night, folks, because the corridor, we're coming from 4 or 5 different directions, and it all leads into the Chase Center, right? So this thing here, but back to Chicago. Chicago is really good, folks. Angel Reese is really good. Tyler Marsh has a demeanor about him that he's a magnet. The women love him, right? And then it just comes down to hard work. And I've been watching Angel Reese, man. Angel Reese's legs are burning. She has done so much squats, up, down, strengthening, lunges, plyometrics. There's a lot of things you're going to make you faster. She was fast last year. You're going to see a different player. Now, with the Reese PC, let me tell you guys something from an intangible with shooting. Anytime I see a player shoot the ball and don't touch the rim, goes right through the bottom of the net, somebody better tell me that's a damn good shooter, right? Because her shots go right through the bottom of the net. It's going to be hard to beat the Chicago Sky. There's 3 seasons in the WNBA. You're going to have the first season, right? Get the first games. Then you're going to go in there and you get to your trade, okay, and you get to move around a little bit, a little free agency, right? And then you're going to be able to sign some extra players, may come overseas. And that's where they're going. They got an international connection going, too. I see it's going to be tough, but I think Chicago Sky, man, you better put your money on Chicago Sky winning the championship. Because Dwayne Wade has got enough rings. Shaquille's got enough rings, right? There's rings flying all over that place. And I'm telling you right now, the NBA versus WNBA, it's a different game, and it's hard to beat the NBA. Because the NBA is going to force you into executions and adjustments to see how much you know. And if you don't know how to come out of that, we're going to counteract that, and we're going to destroy you, right? That's the way this, and this is why Becky Hammond said it. Becky Hammond said it best about Tyler Marsh. I did not know how good Tyler was, right? He has helped me tremendously. This person, Tyler Marsh, is going to revolutionize the WNBA. Now, let's not get too ahead of ourselves, because I'll tell you, I got Sydney Johnson down there with 3 picks for the Washington Mystics, Aaliyah Edwards, and adding 3. I don't know, folks. This Eastern Conference is heating up. Ain't no freebies. But I'll tell you this, my, Chicago Sky, I roll with you 100%. I'm saying they're going to roll in, and I'm saying they're going to win on opening night, too. I put my stamp on it. Chicago Sky, opening night in Chicago, will beat the Indiana Fever, and the Indiana Fever could do anything they want. But the Chicago Sky going to step to you. Baltimore, The Wire, The Corner.